Dear English postgraduates, greetings to all of you. Welcome to the platform of Fluency School of English to get ready for the race of PGTOB English examination. Fluency School of English is a wonderful driving platform for you to swim across the race, the PGTOB English examination. In this program, we are going to deal with the Act 2 of Antony and Cleopatra. Gist of the Act has been given to you following short answer questions. Hope these two will make you thoroughly decide. The points given here will help you to frame more questions yourself. Almost all the important events of the act and play have been presented here. Hope you will enjoy the travel with me. Be with me until the last. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And also don't fail to make your comments, suggestions and what you feel about this program. Feel free. Best wishes. Act 2, Scene 1, Messina, Pompey's house. Pompey discussed the military situation with his lieutenants Menicitus and Minos. He feels confident of victory against the Triumvirs. Pompey feels Antony is the greatest threat. Minos report that Caesar and Lepidus have raised an army. Varius arrives to tell them that Antony has come to Rome. Act 2, Scene 2. Lepidus tells Enobarbus that Antony should use soft and gentle speech when speaking to Caesar. Enobarbus answers that Antony will speak as finely and honestly as any great man should. Antony and Caesar enter with the attendants and sit down to talk. Caesar complains of the rebellion that Fulvia and Antony's brother raised against him. Antony defends himself. Maecenas, one of Caesar's companions, tries to compromise them. Agrippa suggests that Antony marry Caesar's sisters, Octavia. Antony consults. Caesar and Antony shake hands. Caesar and Antony agree to march together toward the Pompey's stronghold on Mount Misenum. Enobarbus says that Antony will never be able to leave Cleopatra despite his marriage to Octavia. Here is one famous quotation spoken by Enobarbus: "Age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety. Other women cloy the appetites they feel, but she makes hungry where most she satisfies." This is said by Enobarbus about Cleopatra. Act 2, Scene 3. Rome. Octavius Caesar's house. The marriage of Antony and Octavia is over. Antony promises Octavia that he will avoid sexual indiscretion of his past. Octavia and Caesar depart. Antony and Octavia depart to Athens. Antony is joined by the Egyptian soothsayer. The soothsayer predicts that Antony's return to Egypt. A soothsayer predicts as long as Antony remains in Rome, he will be overshadowed by Caesar. Antony to the east, where his pleasure lies. Antony summons Ventidius, a soldier and a friend, and commissions him to go to east to make war against the kingdom of Parthia. Act 2, Scene 4. Meanwhile, Lepidus orders Maecenas and Agrippa to gather the soldiers and meet at Mount Misenum. Lepidus here is one of the tribe who is very weak. He is a weak tribe. Act 2, Scene 4. Rome, a street. Meanwhile, Lepidus orders Maecenas and Agrippa to gather the soldiers and meet at Mount Misenum. Act 2, Scene 5. In Egypt, Cleopatra amuses herself with her servants, Charmian the Marian, eunuch. Cleopatra likens him to a fish that she has caught. She likens Antony to a fish. A messenger arrives from Italy. Cleopatra fears that Antony is dead and threatens the messenger should he deliver such unwelcome news. The messenger assures her lover is alive and well, but has married Octavia. Cleopatra strikes the messenger furiously. She finally dismisses the messenger, sends him orders to go and bring Octavia's age and physical features, even the color of the hair. Act 2, Scene 4. Before war, Pompey and the Timers hold a meeting. Pompey tells the Timers that he is fighting to avenge his father's death. His father was defeated by Julius Caesar. The defeat led him to Egypt. He was killed in Egypt. They come to an agreement. That is, Pompey and the Timers come to an agreement. The three offer Pompey rule over Sicily and Sardinia. Pompey should agree to rid the sea pirates and to send payments of weight to Rome or as a toll. Pompey accepts. The men shake hands and make peace. Pompey invites the Romans aboard his ship for dinner. As soldiers, these are the gist from Act 2. Now we shall see the short answer questions. Here I will read the questions only. The answers are given a different color and you can understand them. If I go read the answers, the video will go longer. To cut short the length, I omit saying answers. Now let's go to the questions. Who are the lieutenants of Pompey? Why does Pompey feel confident of victory against the Timers? Act 2, Scene 2. Who says this to whom that Antony should use soft and gentle speech when speaking to Caesar. Who raised the rebellion against Rome? What's Agrippa's suggestions to Caesar and Antony? Who compares the queen Cleopatra to Venus, the goddess of love? What's Xenophon's prediction about Antony? Act 2, Scene 3. What's the remarkable promise Antony gives to Octavia? Who predicts Antony's return to Egypt? What's the advice of the soothsayer to Antony? What does Antony summon Ventidius as sojourn his friend? Act 2, Scene 4. What does Lepidus order Maecenas and Agrippa? Where will the Roman army confront Pompey's army? What does Cleopatra reminisces about Antony? What does the messenger inform Cleopatra? Why does Cleopatra strike the messenger furiously? What does Pompey tell Caesar, Lepidus and Antony as his reason for battling? Who defeated Pompey's father? Where was Pompey's father killed? What do the timers offer to Pompey? Where did Antony's mother visit recently? How do the timers and Pompey end the peace talk? Where does Pompey invite the timers for dinner? Thank you, dear. That's all. This is all about the Act 2. Best wishes.